Hey guys, how's it going? So last night I had a really cool experience just lying down in bed. Um, and was just aware of this energy coming through and sort of letting me know that things are going to start happening really fast for a lot of people. Um, People are definitely around me anyway, and obviously it's a reflection of my own state of being. But people are definitely changing and recognizing change quite powerfully in their lives. And for me, I'm realizing there's a lot of people coming into my life who are going through these changes. And oftentimes, of course, when we're changing inwardly, our external circumstances are going to change. It's just a fact. And change isn't inevitable. Change is a constant part of our lives, and something that I witness, and people may or may not agree, but I've found that when people are quite rigid in trying to keep everything the same all the time, often what happens is that we get stuck, right? We get well, I guess that's a choice in it, totally it is a choice. But when we try to fix things and keep them in place, what happens is that our body ends up fixing itself in place as well. So when people are really afraid of change, what happens is that fear, uh, again, this is just an observation, that fear hardens the body. And I often think that's part of that our stress epidemic, and also kind of heart disease and heart attacks and stuff, is that the heart's actually like hardening because we're not allowing life to flow. We're not allowing ourselves to move and change. And now a lot of that, again, it is a choice on a soul level, and it's all part of the awakening process. We're all going to have different types of people in our lives reflecting back to us aspects of our own self. And it's really within us to consciously choose to practice non-judgment so that we can learn from the experiences we're having along the way, and consciously choose to have higher vibing experiences. So to choose people that make us feel good, choose to hang out with people that empower us, that support us in fulfilling our dreams and going after what we truly authentically desire. And I know that's been a big transition for a long time, and over, and like, having cycles in my life of knowing within that I'm not in the right place and I'm not with the right people, and I have to change this. I have to try to find my people. And in a way, that's been part of my journey since leaving Canada in 2003. I knew that I had this inner knowing that my way didn't necessarily look like, or how I understood my reality wasn't exactly like how the people, not that it has to be exactly like, but I was surrounded by people who ridiculed me, or also denied it, just said, no, that's not possible, that's not true, that could never be true. And of course, that was still just a reflection of my own self-doubt, perhaps, or maybe holding a belief that I'm crazy, or I'm wrong, or I'm bad, or I'm unworthy. And indeed, energetically, the more we dissolve and work through those deeply buried core beliefs that aren't in alignment with our true essence, the more we tend to have experiences that are uplifting, and eventually we attract the people who bring us that joy and reflect back to us that self-empowerment and that integrity. And it's really important. It's part of the process, really, is that we let go, or at least become more aware of our judgments and the subtleties. And I'm finding it's quite interesting that people who are really embodied, maybe we rub people the wrong way or something like that, but ultimately it's possible to get to a place where you can unconditionally love everyone that you come across, and you can have harmonious exchanges with everyone. It doesn't mean that everybody likes you, or that you go around people pleasing. Not at all. It just means you radiate an authentic knowing that other people resonate with, because they, somewhere deep within, they know that's within them as well. That radiance and that truth is them too. And it's just the fact that every single one of us must do this inner work. This is all part of creating or harmonizing and rebalancing the Earth's energy, so that we don't just go on this sort of blind tangent, destroying ourselves and destroying the Earth. That will never happen. But what we're seeing really are these continuing reveals with to do with exposing systematic propaganda and manipulation of a people through control, domination, suggestions, subliminal messaging, all that kind of stuff. So we're seeing more and more people awaken to that reality. And so through that awakening, really, people are making different choices. And I know for myself, speaking to my partner, really digging deep and thinking, how can we stop shopping at Tesco's? How can we just disengage from power structures where we give our power away? Governments, banks, corporations. We all inherently, as individuals, are more powerful than any external entity, such as a bank, a government, or a corporation. But as long as the masses are giving those entities more power than they actually deserve and truthfully have, then of course we remain in this kind of tricky cycle of giving our power. And a lot of it is pretty simple stuff. It's complaining. Oh, it's because of the banks. Oh, it's because of the government. It's complaining. It's projecting our own sense of lack of self-worth onto an external entity and making excuses why we can't go in and why we can't do our own inner work. And this is the thing, people, is like, it's not necessarily that easy. Going inward and take responsibility for our lives is something that requires courage. And it requires faith and diligence and perseverance. But ultimately, it's our inheritance. It's there for all of us. And trust me, when you keep going on it, it gets easier and easier. It really does. Just like anything, practice makes perfect. And you catch those thoughts more quickly. And you notice those judgments more obviously. And then with that awareness, as your awareness expands, becomes more subtle, becomes more present, the easier it is to move through circumstances and situations, again, with grace, with compassion, and with unconditional love. So really powerful stuff. Hope you've enjoyed my little rant today. Have a great day. Peace out.
All to love. All to love.